With Avengers Endgame completing the initial 22-movie arc of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, let's recap every movie that came before it. The things that drive all of these movies are the Infinity Stones, the greatest powers in the universe. They are the Space Stone, the Reality Stone, the Power Stone, the Soul Stone, the Mind Stone, and the Time Stone. A person who wields even just one Infinity Stone immediately becomes one of the most powerful beings in the universe. The first movie introduces Tony Stark, billionaire, philanthropist, and playboy. After being kidnapped while in the Middle East, Stark, with the help of an arc reactor to keep him alive, builds an iron suit to escape. Stark returns to the U.S. and perfects his Iron Man suit, only to find out his Stark Industries co-leader Obadiah Stane was behind the kidnapping. Stark defeats Stane and announces to the world that he is Iron Man. We are introduced to Nick Fury, who tells Stark about the Avengers Initiative. We are next introduced to Bruce Banner, later recast with Mark Ruffalo, who turns into the Hulk after a mishap with World War II-era super soldier serum. Two Avengers are introduced in this movie, Natasha Romanoff, also known as Black Widow, and War Machine, the Iron Man suit-wearing alter ego of Colonel James Rhodes, who we met in the first movie. Stark works closely with Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. and starts a budding relationship with his former assistant, Pepper Potts. Next up, we meet both Thor and his half-brother Loki. Thor is banished to Earth and stripped of his powers by his father, the King of Asgard, Odin. While Thor is on Earth and unable to use his hammer, which was discovered by S.H.I.E.L.D., Loki finds out he is adopted and assumes the throne of Asgard from his sick father. After declaring he will sacrifice himself during an attack sent by Loki, Thor is deemed worthy of his powers and regains his hammer. In a final struggle between the two brothers, we see Loki fall to his apparent death. The next Avenger we meet is Steve Rogers. He volunteers himself during World War II to take the super soldier serum and become Captain America. Cap and his squadron, which includes his best friend Bucky Barnes, seek out Johann Schmidt and Dr. Arnim Zola of Hydra, a Nazi subdivision. Schmidt, known as the Red Skull, is using the Tesseract, which we later find out to be the Space Infinity Stone, to harness its energies and build weapons to take over the world. In their pursuit of the Red Skull, Bucky Barnes falls to his death. Cap and Red Skull fight aboard an aircraft set to drop weapons of mass destruction in the United States. Red Skull holds the Tesseract and is sucked into space through a wormhole. Cap attempts to sacrifice himself and crash lands the plane into the Arctic, where the Tesseract now rests as well. After being frozen in ice, Cap wakes up in present-day New York City. Cap leaves the love of his life and S.H.I.E.L.D. co-founder Peggy Carter in the past. We find out right away in the Avengers that Loki never really died. He arrives on Earth to steal the Tesseract, which is being operated on by S.H.I.E.L.D. Loki brainwashes the next Avenger we meet, Hawkeye, using the scepter, which is eventually revealed to be the Mind Infinity Stone. With the world in crisis, Nick Fury brings together the Avengers for the first time to capture Loki. Thor arrives on Earth to confront his brother, but the team soon finds out Loki's plan all along was to be captured and unleash the Hulk. Loki escapes in the chaos and opens a portal over New York City, allowing an army of aliens to invade. Now joined by the unbrainwashed Hawkeye, the Avengers defeat Loki and his army by sending a nuclear bomb fired by S.H.I.E.L.D. into space and closing the portal opened by the Tesseract. After Thor brings Loki back to Asgard, we find out that the Mad Titan Thanos was behind the attack. Tony Stark gets his arc reactor removed in Iron Man 3. We are introduced to the Ether in the second Thor movie, which is revealed to be another Infinity Stone, the Reality Stone. After losing his mother, Thor teams up with Loki, who sacrifices himself to help save the day, but it is revealed that he is alive and assumes the likeness of his father as the King of Asgard. Asgardians later deliver the Reality Stone to the Collector. In the second Captain America movie, we learn that Hydra has been living inside S.H.I.E.L.D. for decades thanks to Dr. Arnim Zola. Cap, after fighting Hydra agents in an elevator, and Natasha are hunted down by Hydra's elite assassin, the Winter Soldier. It's revealed that the villain is actually Cap's best friend, Bucky Barnes, who was saved following his near-death fall, brainwashed, and injected with a super soldier serum. We also meet another Avenger, Sam Wilson, better known as Falcon, who fights alongside the team as S.H.I.E.L.D. collapses. Cap stops Hydra from an attempt at world domination and is later pulled from the wreckage by his best friend Bucky, who begins to figure out who he truly is. A brand new team is now introduced. Peter Quill, a human with an unknown father abducted from Earth, Gamora, an assassin and the daughter of Thanos, Drax, a warrior whose family was killed by the movie's villain, Ronan, Rocket, a genetically altered raccoon bounty hunter, and Groot, Rocket's sentient tree sidekick. The ragtag team forms as they try and sell an orb, which they find out is housing another Infinity Stone, the Power Stone. They take it to the Collector, who has the Reality Stone, but it's stolen by Ronan the Accuser, who was sent by Thanos to retrieve it. Ronan decides to betray Thanos and wield the stone with the help of Thanos' other daughter and Gamora's sister, Nebula. The Guardians use a dance-off to steal the stone from Ronan and use it to kill him. It's unknown how Quill, a human, is able to hold the stone in his hand. The Power Stone is left on Xandar for safekeeping. The second Avengers movie opens with a team attacking a Hydra base in Sokovia. We meet the mutants Wanda Maximoff and Petro Maximoff. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner discover a powerful artificial intelligence inside the scepter, which they stole from Hydra. While doing tests, the AI, known as Ultron, attacks Stark's personal AI, Jarvis, takes over a robot body, and escapes. The Avengers eventually hunt down the now more powerful Ultron and steal a synthetic body he is building for himself, powered by the Mind Stone from the scepter. Stark and Banner upload the body with the Jarvis AI, and Thor's lightning, along with the Infinity Stone, help create the newest and most powerful Avenger, Vision. The team, now joined by the Maximoff twins, who broke from Ultron after finding out his plan for world domination, battle the villain in Sokovia. The Avengers thwart Ultron's plan to drop the entire city out of the sky like a meteor and save the Earth. Quicksilver dies in the battle. Thor decides to depart Earth, and Hulk launches himself into space out of fear he will do more harm than good. The newest members of the Avengers team up for the first time. Thanos finally decides it's time he hunts down the Infinity Stones on his own. Scott Lang is introduced for the first time. With the help of Hank Pym and his daughter Hope, Lang becomes the Ant-Man. In the movie's climactic battle, Lang goes subatomic in the quantum realm but is able to escape. We see Hank's daughter Hope is going to assume the role of the Wasp. Wanda accidentally kills Wakandan humanitarian workers during a battle with Hydra, leading to the UN proposing the Sokovia Accords to give them oversight and prevent further collateral damage. Captain America is against the Accords, while Tony Stark is in favor of them. We meet T'Challa for the first time as the Accords are ratified just before a bomb explodes, killing his father and making him the new Black Panther. The villain, Helmut Zemo, is responsible for the attack but frames Bucky Barnes, who is on the run after being seemingly recovered from his Hydra brainwashing. A chase ensues, resulting in the apprehension of Bucky, Cap, and Falcon for violating the Accords, and Black Panther, who is in pursuit of the man he thought killed his father. Zemo infiltrates the facility Bucky is held at and uses an old Hydra notebook to brainwash him again. Bucky escapes the facility but is found by Cap and Falcon as he begins to recover. Cap's team recruits Ant-Man while Tony Stark heads to New York to recruit Peter Parker, also known as Spider-Man. A battle takes place at a German airport between the split Avenger factions. Cap and Bucky escape and go to hunt down Zemo, but are followed separately by Tony Stark, who learns Bucky was set up, and Black Panther. After Stark makes peace with Cap and Bucky, Zemo reveals his master plan by showing old archival footage of Bucky, brainwashed as the Winter Soldier, killing Stark's parents in 1991. An emotional Stark snaps and fights Cap and Bucky. Cap defeats Iron Man, flees with Bucky, and frees his allies from prison. He also sends Stark a phone with a note saying he will always be there for him. The Wakandans put Bucky into a cryogenic chamber to help wipe away his brainwashing. Next, we meet Dr. Stephen Strange. After a near-fatal car accident cripples his hand, Strange seeks a cure in studying sorcery under the guidance of the Ancient One in Wong. He uses the Eye of Agamotto to take down the movie's villains. Now the protector of the New York Sanctum as he continues his study, Strange learns the Eye of Agamotto contains a Time Infinity Stone. Peter Quill finds out he is half celestial, which is how he was able to hold an Infinity Stone. He meets and defeats his godlike celestial father, Ego, who wants to use his son's powers to help take over the universe. The new Guardians team that helps Quill includes Mantis, a ward of Ego with psychic empathy, Baby Groot, the son of Groot, and Nebula, who makes up with her sister Gamora and vows to hunt down their father, Thanos, at the end of the movie. Peter Parker's bond with Tony Stark continues to grow. Parker turns down a role in the Avengers, believing it to be a test. It was not. Odin informs Thor and Loki that he is dying and that his passing will unleash their sister, Hela, the goddess of death. Hela appears, destroys Thor's hammer, and jettisons him and Loki into space during a battle. The two brothers land on the trash planet Sakaar while Hela rules Asgard. After being captured and sold by an Asgardian Valkyrie on the planet, Thor is forced to fight in the Contest of Champions. His opponent is revealed to be none other than the Hulk. Following a rigged battle, Thor tries to convince Hulk to help save Asgard. He only agrees after Natasha Romanoff's video message from Age of Ultron triggers his transformation back to Bruce Banner. With the help of Banner and the Hulk, Valkyrie, and Loki, Thor takes down Hela by forcing the destruction of his homeworld after he loses an eye and learns how to channel his powers without his hammer. Before Asgard is destroyed, Loki secretly steals a Tesseract. The gang leads Asgardian refugees through space, only to be halted by Thanos in his massive ship. We are introduced to the hidden world of Wakanda in this movie and three new characters: Shuri, T'Challa's sister and leader of the Wakandan design group, Okoye, the head of Wakanda's armed forces, and M'Baku, leader of the Jabari. Infinity War opens with Thanos revealing that he stole the Power Stone from Xandar. He then proceeds to take the Tesseract, aka the Space Stone, after defeating Hulk, killing Loki, and trapping Thor. Bruce Banner, now unable to turn back into the Hulk, lands on Earth and warns everyone about Thanos, just as Thanos' henchmen arrive and kidnap Doctor Strange. Iron Man and Spider-Man board the ship and are eventually able to help Strange escape. The other half of the Black Order attack Vision and Wanda in a quest for the Mind Stone, but are stopped by Cap, Natasha, and Falcon. The five meet up with Bruce Banner and Colonel Rhodes. Hawkeye and Ant-Man are on house arrest, and decide to head to Wakanda where they meet up with T'Challa and Bucky in an effort to protect the Mind Stone. The Guardians find Thor floating in space, who informs them of Thanos' attack. Thor, Rocket, and Groot go on a mission to find Thor a new weapon, while Quill, Gamora, Mantis, and Drax hunt down Thanos, who has stolen the Reality Stone from the Collector. Thanos kidnaps Gamora, who reveals the location of the Soul Stone in exchange for him to stop torturing her sister Nebula. The two go and find the Soul Stone and learn from its protector, Red Skull, remember him? That you must sacrifice someone you love in order to obtain it. Thanos sacrifices Gamora and now has the Soul Stone, his fourth Infinity Stone. A battle ensues on Wakanda between much of the Avengers and the Black Order's army. Having forged a new weapon, Thor arrives just in time with Rocket and Groot to save the day. On Thanos' homeworld of Titan, Stark, Peter Parker, and Doctor Strange meet the Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time. They concoct a plan to take down Thanos and nearly succeed before Quill lets his emotions get the best of him after learning Gamora is dead. Thanos takes them all down and nearly kills Stark before Doctor Strange, who saw only 1 out of 14 million alternate futures in which they can win, trades a Time Stone for his life. On Earth, Wanda destroys Vision's Mind Stone in order to stop Thanos, but Thanos uses the Time Stone to reverse time and rip the Mind Stone from Vision's head. As Thanos finally wields all 6 Infinity Stones, Thor stabs him in the chest, but he's still able to snap his fingers and wipe out half the universe. Only Stark, Thor, Banner, Natasha, Rhodes, Cap, Nebula, Okoye, and Rocket remain. Thanos, who escaped Earth, smiles as he looks upon a grateful universe. In the post-credits scene, Nick Fury is wiped away by Thanos' snap, but not before sending a message to Captain Marvel for help. Ant-Man once again teams up with Hope, now the Wasp, and Hank Pym. They're able to figure out how to navigate the quantum realm and save Hope's mother. Ant-Man gets stuck in the quantum realm while harvesting energy as Hank, Hope, and Janet are wiped away from Thanos' snap on the other side. We are introduced to Captain Marvel in the 1990s, where she becomes an incredibly powerful superhuman after being exposed to energy from the Tesseract. She leaves Earth to help fight a war far, far away, but gives Nick Fury a pager to contact her in case of an emergency. That's it. We hope this helps. Enjoy Avengers Endgame.